Dear respected Thai, dear Sangha, dear friends, today is the 31st of July in the year 2017. We're in the Assembly of Stars Meditation Hall in the Lower Hamlet during our summer retreat of the year 2017. Thai wanted the summer retreat to be a celebration, a festival of life, a festival of living. We've been celebrating together during the past 3 weeks, generating this energy of mindfulness together as a Sangha, as new friends coming to Plum Village for the first time, as old friends returning. And it's been a wonderful 3 weeks. Thai has set up Plum Village to be a spiritual family. And when we come to Plum Village, you become part of our spiritual family. We know that when we practice, we learn to live in the present moment. So all of us, brothers and sisters, new friends, old friends, we have mothers and fathers here, children, teenagers, middle-aged people, and others in their golden years, seniors. We're practicing as one Sangha body. Plum Village has been called the country of the present moment. And Thai has said that the address of Plum Village is here and now. So this is our address. We live in the here and now. I think we all know about mindfulness. It's really part of mainstream culture around the world, thanks to Thai's teaching. We know that it helps us connect with ourselves, connect with life, be in touch with the beauties of life around us. It helps us connect with ourselves, to be in touch with our body, our feelings, our mind, our thinking, with all aspects of ourselves, and also other people, and all forms of life. As a celebration, what do we need to celebrate? Do we need drums and horns and cymbals? Those are wonderful to celebrate. We celebrate with singing. We have practice songs that help us celebrate the present moment and mindfulness. But we also have other things that'll help us celebrate life. We have our eyes. We can see the beautiful flowers, the sunrise. We can see our loved ones. We can see the green grass, the lotus flowers, the bamboo, the green trees. We see the birds. This is one way that we're celebrating the present moment. We see the sunrise and the sunset, the blue sky and the white clouds. We're celebrating with the joy of being able to see. We also have ears. We celebrate by listening. We're listening to the rain. We listen to the children in the fullness of their experience. They laugh, they play, they cry. We listen to the birds singing as well. We listen to ourselves singing. We have our nose to smell the fragrance of the fresh morning air. We smell the grass. We smell the wonderful meals being prepared by the cooks in our kitchen. We smell the fragrance of the flowers. This is another way that we're celebrating life in the present moment, being together at Plum Village. We have our tongue. We taste the sun-ripened tomatoes, the fresh fruit, the sweet fruit, and also the wonderful meals that are being served to us with so much love and care and mindful cooking by our brothers and sisters. We have our body, and with our body we are in touch with the soft breeze on a hot summer day, how it cools us. We hold the hand of a child and we touch the tenderness and the innocence of a child. We hold the child's hand and we walk together. We hold our friend's hand. We do mindful hugging meditation the day of departure. And we say, see you again. Happy continuation on your path of practice, on your journey of life with a mindful way of living, a mindful lifestyle. With our feet, and when we walk, we feel the cool grass. So with our body, we also celebrate the wonders of life. And with our mind, we also celebrate. We feel grateful to Thầy for starting Plum Village. We feel grateful to Sister Chung Kong for her presence, continuing to nourish our summer retreat. With our mind, we think of people around the world, as we did during the Avalokiteshvara chant. We send our thoughts of kindness and compassion, and we embrace everything with our mind of love and understanding. These are ways we can celebrate. So, Plum Village is for all of us to learn these ways of celebrating life with everything that we already have. We don't we don't have to go and shop. But of course we have nice bookshops here. If you want to have a look, they're very nourishing for all of our senses. We go into the bookshop and very often we hear the wonderful CDs, the music played, wonderful singing and piano music. So all of our senses are being nourished very, very beautifully and in a wholesome way. Thầy created Plum Village to be an international monastery and practice center. And this week we'd like to welcome all of you. And please allow me now to read the roll call of nations, who you are, where you're from. You are representatives of the country of your registration, at least. So the list has been provided by our very kind brothers and sisters in the registration office. But maybe you're living somewhere else, and the address of your registration may not, in fact, reflect where you're living. We're mindfulness ambassadors of the following countries: Argentina, Australia, Austria, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, China, Croatia, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hong Kong, Hungary, Iceland, India, Indonesia, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Japan, Korea, Liberia in Africa, Luxembourg, Malaysia, Mexico, Morocco, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Poland, Puerto Rico, Romania, Singapore, South Africa, Spain, Switzerland, Sweden, Taiwan, Thailand, Ukraine, the United Arab Emirates, a collection of many cities. Perhaps Dubai is the country, the most well-known part of this group. The United Kingdom, the United States of America, and Vietnam. So we attempted to include everyone, all of you, our retreatants, as well as the monastics and the volunteers and residents. But please forgive us if your country wasn't mentioned, and we'll add it to the list. We know that meditation is something we like to do all day long, throughout the whole day. And Thai has created many ways for us to meditate from the time we wake up in the morning until we go to sleep at night. We can say that it has two aspects. The first aspect is the practice of stopping, samatha. And usually when we say we want to stop is because we discover that we're rushing. Sometimes we do. We have to rush to keep up with the pace of daily life, at work, while traveling to work, in all aspects of the life that we're living. We're rushing. At coming here, we can learn how to slow down. And there are various Dharma tools, Dharma instruments that help us stop. The first one is the sound of the bell, the sound of the telephone, even the church bells are sounds that invite us and call us to stop, come back to ourselves, breathe in and out, and relax. So why don't we try that together? Just now, we'll listen to a sound of the bell. And this Dharma talk is also practice time. I didn't tell you that, but we'll be having opportunities to practice mindful breathing, experiencing or relaxing, letting go of our thinking, letting go of our worries, and just coming back to ourselves, creating peace, creating happiness, and loving ourselves by giving ourselves moments of freedom. I'm free when I stop and breathe. I'm not thinking. I'm just breathing. So let's listen to a sound of the bell and let us experience the present moment, experience our stopping, our relaxing, the fact that we're alive here and now, and we have arrived at Plum village. Dear friends, how do you feel now? A little bit better? A little bit more relaxed? It's wonderful to experience for yourself what we talk about. So if you can experience a little bit more relaxation after breathing, it's a very pleasant feeling, and you'll want to continue to practice mindful breathing. There's another moment in the day when we're invited to stop thinking. And that's at the moment of our dinner, our evening meal together. We are invited to turn off the non-stop thinking radio station. The non-stop thinking radio station, which is our mind. We're invited to stop thinking while we eat and to be aware of the people surrounding us, the food in front of us, and to just be in touch with the taste of the food. So while eating, we don't chew our thoughts. We don't chew our projects, we don't think of the past or the future. We turn off our thinking and just enjoy the taste of the food, eating in mindfulness. So this is another opportunity during the day where we come back to ourselves and just enjoy the present moment, eating with our family group. But sometimes we can't stop, we're rushing, and the reason is we have something called habit energies. You know what a habit energy is? It's a repetitive way of acting or thinking or speaking. And it's developed by our ways of acting and living, but sometimes it has been transmitted to us from our ancestors, from our parents, from the environment in which we grew up. There's another word for habit energy. It's called a vasana. It's a Sanskrit word. And the meaning is that there is a perfumation, a coloration, something that has been transmitted, something that continues from the past. And we feel the effects in our daily life. So a vasana is also sort of a dwelling within us. And the vasanas are actually, this habit energy is in the form of seeds, bijas, or potentialities that rest in the depth of our consciousness, the deepest part of our consciousness. And they stay there in a sleeping state, a dormant or latent state, until something in the present moment activates it, waters it, wakes it up to manifest. So sometimes when we're taking the metro or we're late for work, we live in a big city, we see other people walking very fast. And seeing them may water or activate this potential in us to rush. So we join them, we rush. I notice that I have a tendency to rush to the bus in the morning, get on the bus and come to the hamlet. I found myself doing that this morning to come here. And I knew I was rushing, and I hope no one saw me. Because now I'm sitting here talking about not rushing. And maybe you saw me rushing to the bus to get here. But anyway, so things can activate and wake up and stimulate this potential energy in us to act in a way. We can use an example of a vasana using an analogy. Suppose you boil water and you put the water in a cup and then you add tea leaves, the loose tea leaves, green tea, oolong, Darjeeling, Earl Grey, pu'er. I like tea. Of course, there's vervain, chamomile, menthe, the mint tea. All right, so you put the tea leaves in the cup and you stir the leaves. And after a minute or two, the leaves will settle to the bottom of the cup. But we'll notice that the water has taken on the color of the tea leaves. It has the fragrance of the tea leaves and the flavor. So what we see is a visual representation of a vasana. It's what is left over after the original incident has gone back to store consciousness. I hope it adds a little bit more understanding, and I hope it hasn't confused you. It's just a coloration, and it's an element of our character even. So it's something that permeates, perfumes our personality, our character. Sometimes we have an habit energy to interrupt people, to not listen, to get angry, to have a lot of despair, whatever. So it can be expressed in terms of our emotional state and our feelings, but also in terms of our bodily actions and thinking. So we have habit energies, and sometimes the habit energies are the source of some suffering, unhappiness. But we know that with our practice, these tendencies can be transformed. So we have more happiness and more freedom from them. We are light and free because they're not controlling us. They're not directing us. They're not directing our lives. There is a story in Zen circles that Thầy often would share with us about a man and his horse. One day a person was standing on the side of a road and he heard a horse galloping very quickly, and he saw a man sitting on the horse. And as the horse and the man passed, he shouted out, "Where are you going? Where are you going?" And the man said, "I don't know, ask the horse." This is our habit energy, the horse pulling us along, taking us places where we don't know exactly, maybe where we don't want to go, And we've said it and we've done that action and then we regret. So, habit energies can be transformed, can be changed with our practices and basic practices. The other aspect of meditation is called looking deeply. And when we want to look deeply, the first step is, of course, stopping, breathing, and after breathing, then we're able to calm ourselves. We're able to calm our body and mind. We have more clarity in our mind. Like when the tea leaves settle down to the bottom of the cup, the water is clear. So we calm our mind, we can calm our strong emotions. And with the calming of the mind, then it's much easier to look deeply. And when we look deeply, we can ask, what am I doing now? What am I thinking? What am I saying? I want to look deeply to understand my actions of body, speech, and thinking, my mind. So the first step then would be to recognize. We recognize and we say, I know that I'm rushing. I know that I'm speaking unkindly. The first step is recognition. The second step of looking deeply is to accept this fact. We don't deny it. We accept, yes, I got angry. Or yes, I reacted. So we know and then we accept without denying. The third step is embracing all of this with your energy of mindfulness. So with our basic practices of mindful breathing and mindful walking, we'll have a stronger energy of mindfulness available to us to embrace. And Thầy has given the example of embracing by, it's like a mother holding her little baby that is crying. Baby who is crying, embracing with tenderness. And when we embrace, we don't judge ourselves. We don't criticize ourselves. And we're not going to blame ourselves. So embracing is really this moment where we're embracing all aspects of ourselves. Our little child, our wounded child that reacts, that gets angry, maybe is impatient, not too tolerant, we're embracing this suffering little child in us with our energy of mindfulness. And then as we continue in this process of looking deeply and calming our mind, we want to begin to look to find the causes. Why did I act this way? Where has this tendency come from? We can think of our ancestors, and this is the practice of non-self. You see, I'm made of all my ancestors on both sides of the family. My mother's side and my father's side and their side. So it goes back thousands of generations. And we look deeply to try to find out, wow, what contributed to this moment in myself and the other person. We try to understand. So looking into the causes brings us more understanding, and this understanding is really our insight. So it's a process that takes time. It's not like putting boiling water in a cup, adding a teaspoon of coffee and stirring. It's not like that. It takes time and compassion for ourselves. But it's possible. And that's the good news. This is our freedom. That we can look and understand. And with understanding, there's love, forgiveness, and more compassion. So let us have another opportunity to come back to ourselves and breathe and appreciate this wonderful moment that we have to relax together. Where many people from 46 countries relaxing. And imagine 46 countries after departure day or wherever you go will benefit from your practice. The earth is already much happier. You are candles of light going back to your countries, offering your peace, your happiness, your love and compassion. And mindful breathing is a key practice for all of us, and you will bring it back with you because it's you. It's not outside of you, it's you. It's all of you. It's all of us. So let's enjoy listening to one sound of the bell as we enjoy this moment of freedom. Excuse me, I'm taking a moment of freedom to enjoy a cup of water. Maybe we'll make it a cup of tea. One of our sisters in New Hamlet shared with me that freedom is actually moments of freedom strung together. I was sharing with her that I wasn't free, totally free. How could I talk about freedom? And then she shared with me, well, actually, we all have moments of freedom. And then I thought, well, that's good enough. So, moments of freedom strung together during the whole day, and then we feel free enough. Thầy has said that we're all Buddhas. We may not know it, but we're all Buddhas. But in fact, we're part-time Buddhas. We're not Buddhas all the time. So we have part-time freedom, at least I have part-time freedom. And that's enough for me, for now. Thầy has given us many practices for us to develop our mindful breathing. I mentioned the practice of stopping and breathing when we hear a bell. He also introduced a way of breathing when we have a storm in our mind. That means strong emotions, anger, rage, whatever. that we're really suffering from the strength of an emotion. We often can witness children experiencing a storm with strong emotions. So Thai has given the practice of belly breathing. It's very, very important for children to be able to learn to recognize when they feel upset and a very strong emotion, and also know how to handle it. Not only children, but teenagers as well. We're learning that so many teenagers are taking their lives, and it's quite sad. There are many causes, and I think the most important thing we can offer is ways for people of all ages to know how to handle a strong emotion. So, the strong emotion is like the wind blowing the top of a tree. The top of a tree has thin branches, not so stable. The trunk of the tree is the most stable part of the tree. So when a strong emotion is blowing through us, or you're witnessing with a loved one, someone in the family, we invite all of us to bring our attention down to our lower abdomen and put your hands on your lower abdomen and breathe in and out and feel your belly rising and falling. And this is belly breathing. Okay? One way to handle a strong emotion. You feel your body breathing in and out in the most stable, solid part of your body. We don't stay at the level of thinking about the situation that upset us. No. Let go of the thinking. Come back to your body. It's below the navel, the hara maybe, and then breathe in and out. Shall we do that now as we listen to one sound of the bell? So this kind of breathing will offer children, teenagers, everyone, a way to end the storm. Let's do it together. Some technical adjustments. Is it better? Okay, good. Another practice Thai introduced a number of years ago was to use a mala. I don't know if everyone can see that in the back. These are beads. Children can make their own bracelet. We don't call it a bracelet, but a mala in the spiritual tradition. This one is of wood, but it can be made of ceramic, anything, glass, anything. And in some traditions, the mala is used to repeat the name of a deity or your mantra. In the Hindu tradition, it's called mantra japa. Your guru gives you a sacred sound, and you would say the sound to yourself with each bead. In the Buddhist tradition, we have the use of the mala to repeat the name of Amitabha Buddha. Okay? And in the Christian tradition, they have the rosary. It's not this, but in the Roman Catholic tradition, as I remember it, also in the Orthodox tradition, for each bead you would say a prayer. the Hail Mary or the Our Father or the Jesus Prayer. But excuse me if it's changed since I was last in touch with that tradition. But anyway, so the malas come in different sizes as well. Some of them have 108 beads. This is much smaller. So how can this be helpful to us in mindful breathing? Thầy instructed us that when we touch one bead, we breathe in. And our fingers will then move to another bead. We breathe out. Okay? So it's for in, out. In, out. And Thầy wrote a short poem that uses the words in, out. So after in, out, there's deep, slow. Deep, slow. So we'll recognize that our breath has become deeper and slower. And then we will use each bead and repeat deep, slow, and we feel our breath. It's not just to repeat words. It's to experience in breath, out breath, experience breath deeper, breath slower. Calm, ease. Calm, ease. Okay, I feel more calm. I feel more relaxed. Smile, release. So by then you're probably at the end of the mala and you just keep going. Smile, release. I'm releasing my tension. I'm smiling because I feel free now. A moment of freedom. Present moment, wonderful moment. So, Thầy offered us a Dharma tool, a Dharma instrument for developing our mindful breathing, our energy of mindfulness, and our concentration. And it's effective. You can bring this to a meeting, keep it in your pocket. No one will see that you're actually calming your body and mind with mindful breathing. And in some countries they have, it's not a spiritual practice, but it's called the worry beads. From Greece, and my mother had them. And I guess you use them when you worry. I don't know. But you just move them over each finger. For us, it's concentrating our mind, aware of our mind and our body relaxing. So let's take a moment to relax. You can invite the children in your family to make this mala or a little breathing bracelet. You can call it the breathing bracelet for the children and teenagers and people from other traditions. Because we have people from many spiritual backgrounds with us this week. And a breathing bracelet is, I think, okay for all traditions. So let's have a breathing break and enjoy our breathing as we listen to another sound of the bell. And we are becoming masters of mindful breathing with the practice that we're doing together this morning. When I enjoy my tea, I know I am a cloud, because the cloud has offered the rain. The cloud has transformed into the rain. The rain has become the water that we drink and the water that is used to make the tea. So I'm drinking part of a cloud. I am a cloud. Thầy has offered us another beautiful practice that I'd like to share with you now. It's walking meditation. And there's a story he relates about walking meditation. More than 30 years ago, Thầy was walking in the airport at Honolulu, Hawaii. Someone came up to him and asked, "Who are you? And what is your spiritual tradition?" And Thầy said, "Why do you ask?" The person said, "Because I see the way you walk is so different from the way others walk. It's so peaceful and relaxed." I have a story I want to share also, and it goes back to the time when I was living on the same island for about four years. And what I loved to do was to watch the sailboats come in and out of the harbor or Port Datash, where the sailboats sleep at night. And they were fairly small sailboats, not too big, not the great schooners. But I loved to watch them. They were so graceful. And the sailboats helped me relax. It was a stressful period in my life. So I would go down to the beach area and watch the sailboats. And I felt so relaxed. And the first time that I went to a retreat led by Thầy, I saw Thầy walking and the Sangha walking. Thầy looked like a sailboat. He was walking so gracefully, just so smoothly. And because I had seen sailboats, seeing Thầy walk reminded me of sailboats, and the whole Sangha, just the whole fleet of sailboats walking behind Thầy. I decided, yes, this is good practice. So walking is a beautiful practice. Thầy has given us many ways to enjoy walking meditation as a practice that will give us freedom. And it's primarily a practice of freedom. I practice more walking meditation now than before, because as I'm walking, I'm free. I'm moving forward like the sailboat. I have space, and there's space around me. We walk on the grass. We don't have the dense forest here. There's space. I can stop my thinking, the moving forward, being in touch with the fresh air, the sunshine. These are moments of freedom. So I enjoy walking at least 3 times a day for 10 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, 3 times a day, and then at the end of the day I've walked 1 hour. And I have found it has helped me. I was ill for 1 week during the summer retreat, and I couldn't walk. I was too sick. And I felt the difference, that I didn't have as much energy. But now I'm back to walking. And I'd like to share with you some of the practices that Thầy has created in different ways of walking. as ways to experience freedom and interbeing with all that is. Do you know a sailboat cannot really be a sailboat, can it? Unless it has the sails. Okay, so the sailboat has its sails, but it also needs something else. It needs the wind to go forward. So this is interbeing. It's the non-self nature of a sailboat needing different components so it could be a real sailboat. And then it needs somebody holding the tiller to guide it so it won't flip over. That's our mindfulness. My boat is sailing in mindfulness. I vow to hold the tiller firmly so we won't drown in suffering connected with habit energies. I vow to hold the tiller firmly with my mindfulness practice. So we're also like that. We're non-self. You know, we need the vegetables, the sunshine, the rain, the cooks who are preparing food that is nourishing us so we have energy to practice, the water. So I'm made completely of non-self elements. So is everyone. So is this whole world. And Mother Earth. We are made of Mother Earth, but she's also made of us. And now we have, I think, more and more awakening, collective awakening now on our interbeing nature with Mother Earth and this planet. And this is the joy of practicing now, because we know we can help, we can make a difference. So let us learn a little bit about how Thầy has shared the practices of walking meditation as practices of freedom. I think we all know Thầy has demonstrated the I have arrived, I am home. We all know that song, or we'll learn it, I'm sure. And we make steps, and with each step we arrive. We don't have to wait to arrive at any destination. With each step we arrive. I have arrived. I have arrived. We can say these words to ourselves. I am home. I am home. I'm home. I've come home to myself. The present moment is my home. I'm living in the here. The here. Living in the now. So we can use this beautiful poem about arriving at every step. And if our mind begins to think and we lose ourselves, Thầy recommended, we stop. We breathe, and then we start again, arriving, arriving. Oh, I'm thinking of the past and the future. It's okay. We smile to our habit energies. This is important. We smile to them. Hello, my habit energy of thinking, of the past, of the future. I know you are there. I smile to you. And then it will become less strong. Arriving, arriving. Thầy has also offered us other ways to enjoy mindful walking. And that is being aware of our lungs as we breathe. So we let our lungs tell us how many steps to make as we breathe in. We may want to try with the 2 steps as I breathe in. In, in. 3 steps as I breathe out. Out, out, out. Maybe your lungs need a little bit more time to breathe in and out. So we change the ratio. We're flexible. 3 steps for breathing in. In, in, in. 4 steps for breathing out. Because the out breath is usually longer than the in breath. We're releasing the carbon dioxide from our lungs. So we give our lungs a little more time to release the carbon dioxide that the leaves of the tree love. They take up the carbon dioxide and make it into oxygen. So we interact with the trees. In, out, 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 out. 4 times. You can change that ratio all the time. If you're walking up a hill, even jogging, you can be aware of how many steps for in-breath, how many steps for out-breath. If you're doing sports such as swimming, each stroke, in, out, out, out. Swimming, other bicycling, with repeated movement of your body parts, the legs, the arms, you can bring mindfulness to that. If someone has passed away, someone dear to you, you can call that person by their name. Call the person's name, mother, father, dear Sangha member, dear child. Here I am, here I am. So with each step, you say the name of the person. John, John, here I am, here I am. I am here for you. And they are walking with you. If it's a parent or ancestor, someone in your family, you say their name. I am walking for you now. Your mother and father are in you, even if they've passed on. When you walk, they are walking. So you call the name of a loved one. Here I am, here I am. If you've separated from an important person, if you have a relationship that is difficult and there's suffering and separation, call the name of this significant other. My darling, my darling. Here I am, here I am. You can say the word reconciliation, reconciliation, peace, peace. Thầy recommends also that you hold the hand of a child and you will offer the child your stability, your calmness, your mindfulness energy. And the little hand of a child will offer you his or her freshness and innocence and tenderness. So holding the hand of a child is wonderful while walking. And Thầy loved to walk with the children. And in fact, one summer retreat, he arranged it so that the Dharma teachers had to do the question and answer session. And during that time, Thầy walked with the children because he loved it so much. So the elder ones, we answered the question, and we saw Thầy walking with the children. So it's wonderful to walk with the children. As we walk, we can imagine we're kissing Mother Earth with our feet. We walk tenderly, we offer our love to Mother Earth. We can say, now I walk in beauty. Beauty is before me, beauty is behind me, above me and below me. I think that comes from a traditional Indian song or poem. How they walk in beauty. Now I walk in beauty, surrounded by beauty. And I'm nourished and I'm free to appreciate the beauty of the present moment. Let us enjoy hearing one sound of the bell. And then I have something to show you. So, dear friends, many of our practice songs have the word free. I am free, I am free. Breathing in, breathing out, blooming as a flower. I think all of us will have the opportunity to sing these songs. There's one song in particular that I feel expresses our interbeing nature with all that is. And the song is, I am a cloud, I am the blue sky. I am a bird spreading out its wings. I am this flower, I am the sunshine, I am the earth receiving a seed. And I am free when my heart is open. And I am free when my mind is clear. Oh dear brothers, oh dear sisters, let's walk together joyfully. And then we sing it again. And the second verse is, oh dear brothers, oh dear sisters, let's walk together mindfully. So the next activity we'll do is walking meditation together, joyfully and mindfully. I want to thank all of you for coming to Plum Village and for being with us, practicing with us. We're always happy to meet new friends, and we're also very happy to see old friends returning. Everyone is different when they return. Do you know? That's the beauty of impermanence, of growth, of opening our hearts and minds. And I want to let you know Thầy has been here in the form of several books that I consulted, of course, before giving this talk. And I want to let you know the names of the books that you may want to browse through. I'm not saying you have to buy them, but just to let you know. One is called Be Free Where You Are. And Thầy, what it is, it's Thay's Dharma talk that he gave in a prison where the people have no outer freedom. Really, they not able to go outside the way we can. And this is the teachings Thầy gave to the inmates of a prison in the year 1999. Another book, Thay's in the talk, called How to Walk. A very simple book. It's translated into French and other languages. Another book, How to Eat. It's also translated into other languages. In fact, there's a series of these very small books that contain wonderful teachings from Thầy. One is called How to Sit, How to Relax, How to Love, in addition. And then Happiness for more advanced people, practitioners, you've been around for a while. It has all of the basic practices that are done, that we do in Plum Village, in Sanghas, practices you can do with your family, practices with children, community, relationship practices. It's interesting. And then for the graduate degree retreatants, no, if you want to learn more about Buddhism, you don't have to, but if you're curious, this book called The Heart of the Buddhist Teachings, I think would give you a very good introduction to the Buddhism that Thai has revised for our century, our generation, for the cultures in the West, for all of the planet. So, I'm not trying to sell books. We just know that the sisters in the bookshop who lent me the books, they said, oh, thank you, because sometimes people come in and they're too busy. They can't answer individual questions. So it's a little bit along those lines of guiding you to some books that may interest you in your practice. So thank you, dear friends, dear Sangha. We'll listen to some bells, and then I believe there'll be some announcements. Thank you.